As you know, life is hard. We didn't ask to be born, yet our very existence is the proof of miracles. And the goal isn't to just survive, but to thrive. Over the past 2 years, we've been dealing with the curveballs thrown at us by the COVID pandemic. I have found that remaining grounded and focused over this period has been key to avoid striking out. Like many others my age, I've recently been focused on my extracurricular interests, academics, and even career planning. I'm here to talk about how my approach to setting goals has laid the groundwork for me to thrive in these areas, and may be of use to you as you embark upon your own endeavors. In that respect, the Japanese concept of ikigai and the work of English philosopher John Locke are valuable frameworks to explain how setting practical goals, which for me coincidentally revolve around the number 90, are valuable frameworks to explain how those have enabled me to achieve a balanced approach and a reasonable level of success. The ikigai framework is commonly used in Japanese culture to find your purpose in life or your inner motivation. You know, what gets you up in the morning? As you can see, there's a critical intersection amongst these different circles, and that represents one's ikigai. The Okinawans, the initial proponents of this concept, believe that it is the key to longevity in life. From their perspective, once you have found your purpose, you can challenge yourself and constantly keep your mind active while still ensuring reduced stress levels. The ikigai framework primarily focuses on experiencing flow, which is created from activities that focus your attention on a single thing for a sustained period of time. But when trying to achieve a good state of flow, calibrating the level of difficulty of those activities is essential. If a task is too easy, you'll get bored and distracted. Whereas if a task is too hard, you'll struggle, get stressed out, and probably give up. An example of this is baseball. From the age of 10, I've loved pitching. You've probably heard of all these major leaguers that can throw 98, 99, maybe 100. My goal has never been to throw 100. Today, I'm at about 82, but my goal is to eventually hit 90. Interestingly, more recent acquisitions by our very own Toronto Blue Jays have sought pitchers that can throw about 90, but with accuracy, movement, and finesse. Focusing on throwing 90 has allowed me to refine the repertoire and finesse of my pitches, which, like life, requires some finesse to build strong relationships and success. John Locke indicated that for goals to be meaningful, they must follow the SMART checklist. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. He also recognized that when you have a more challenging goal, you'll likely work harder to achieve it, but only as long as the goal remains practical. I'd like you to think of the number 90 as my SMART goal. I have found that it is a practical goal to achieve in the sports that I play, academics, and career, as I'll explain later. I have found that setting a practical goal provides me with motivation and has helped how I behave, train, and study on the path to achieve that goal. To get better at anything, we must have a game plan to achieve our SMART goal. Recently, like many others, probably in this room, I decided to take up golf during the COVID pandemic. I was pleased to see that several of the baseball skills I had developed when training for exit velocity when hitting translated into a pretty successful golf swing, particularly a good club head speed. For example, I determined I was able to swing the club at around 90 miles an hour and occasionally far surpass that speed. However, I noticed that exceeding 90 sacrificed the consistency of the club head impact, which is critical to hitting the ball straight. I also love playing hockey, where the number 90 has coincidentally cropped up once again as just too shy of the single season goal scoring record set by Wayne Gretzky. Given my wrist shot, clearly that goal isn't practical. So I decided to become a defenseman and hopefully prevent others from achieving that goal. In the case of baseball, golf, and hockey, I have found that it is crucial to maintain arm and leg strength, build a solid core, and focus on nutrition. What I noticed through my participation in sports is that my concentration levels improved. And when I did well, it was typically because I had gotten a good night's sleep, eaten well, and felt calm. This has generally translated into my academics as well. In academics, it is once again important to create practical and quantifiable goals. It is once again important to create practical and quantifiable goals. I know we all want to achieve 100 in school, but that simply may not be practical. I like to go into a test, just like sports, knowing that I'm relaxed, well prepared, and have enough knowledge and understanding of the subject matter to achieve at least a 90. Now, I know that some of the most desirable university programs require much more than a 90. But if I'm around a 90, I'm playing in the same ballpark as a lot of smart folks, and I don't necessarily feel stressed out if I don't achieve it. More recently, I've applied the Ikigai framework to help me select a career and focus on what I want to do when I grow up. For me, a reasonable level of happiness includes good compensation. So I focused on professions that offer a target starting salary of around $90,000 and that are relevant to my interests. I found that engineering and business gave me a fighting chance to achieve that goal. I'm not naive enough to believe that a job that earns me $90,000 will allow me to achieve my Ikigai. However, I'm confident that the other things I spoke about today will remain critical for that purpose. It will be the path and behaviors I follow to get there, not necessarily the goal, that will allow me to achieve my Ikigai. Specifically, focusing on nutrition, maintaining a strong physical and mental core, ensuring I'm balanced, and most fundamentally, doing something meaningful will be critical to my longevity and success. In particular, if my goals were not properly calibrated and practical, for example, if I went for 100 in everything I did, it would almost certainly lead to burnout and then a decline in performance. But by maintaining 90 as my goal, it has allowed me to be balanced and well-rounded. And even if I don't hit 90, the path and behaviors to getting there have kept me grounded, even in difficult times. So now you've heard all about the relevance of the number 90 to me. And I encourage you to spend a little bit of time finding your Ikigai, setting some SMART goals, and identifying your path to achieve them, to enable you not just to survive, but to thrive. Thank you.